Do you want to safely rely on AI to help you identifying relevant academic articles? In this video, I will explain how you can build in Claude an academic paper identifier skill that will help you in identifying relevant academic papers for your research while minimizing the risk of hallucination. First, I will show you how to build such a skill, and then I will give you an example of how to apply this academic paper identifier skill to identify relevant papers. So let's get started. Yes, so you might remember that 2-3 years ago, when you wanted to use generative AI to find academic papers, it was really problematic because it tended to make up papers. Yeah? So it would really engage in hallucination and make up papers that at first sight looked quite plausible because it would refer to relevant people and sometimes relevant titles and relevant journals, but often then these papers would not exist. Or it would make references to very exotic journals like the Journal of the Baltic Sea or whatever. So initially that was really problematic. Now more recently, as all these tools, I got the opportunity to go to the web by means of a web search functionality. It was already much easier to use these tools and to get relevant references, but still there was quite of a risk of hallucination, but now in a different way. More specifically, because these large language models are trained to be a helpful assistant, they always want to give you an output, even if they cannot really find a perfect answer. So often when you ask for an academic reference, it would give you one, but often actually the relevance of that academic paper could be questioned, so that it would be a reasonable reference, but not a perfect reference. And of course, when we engage in academic research, we want to have the perfect references. So what I want to show you today is how you can kind of avoid this problem by building a skill in Claude. Yeah, so let me show you how we can do that. Yeah, so before we go into Claude, I actually will first of all go to OpenAI to do a deep research project. And let me show you what I did here. Yeah, so here we are in my OpenAI ChatGPT, and I enabled a deep research, and I actually simply asked, please generate a report that provides a summary of the core causes of hallucination when using large language models and the best strategy to deal with this. And then ChatGPT, as you might know, created for me a deep research report, so a quite extensive report on why do hallucinations happen and what are the best strategies to deal with it. And this report I downloaded as a PDF, which will be the starting point for building a skill. Yes, so now I'm in Claude, and to build skills, you need a subscription model. So I have the $18 subscription model, and that's sufficient. And the first thing we need to do if you want to start building skills is to go to our settings, and then we need to go to capabilities. And here we need to enable the skill builder. So then I have to scroll down. I need to go to example skills. And here I have to make sure that the skill creator is enabled, because this will allow us to easily build skills. So now we can start building our own skill. Yes, so what did I do to build a skill? So I opened a new prompt in Claude, and this is the prompt that I have written. So I'm saying, look, I want to generate a skill that can help academics in the field of management to find relevant papers for a specific topic or statement. It is crucial that hallucination should be avoided as much as possible. To do so, the skill should optimize the prompt of the user by identifying potential hallucination risks and leverage strategies to address these risks. The attached document can be a starting point. And then I attached my PDF that I've created with deep research. So that PDF is here attached. And then I just pressed enter. And now actually Claude starts to create a skill for me. So then it actually starts creating a markdown document with all kinds of instructions, which is actually the underlying skill. So here we actually see the markdown document. And then here the skill was created. And by simply pressing here on copy to your skills, this skill will be now part of your capabilities and you can start using it. So that's how we can easily build the academic paper finder skill. So let me now show you how you can actually use it. Yes, so now I opened a new chat, and now I have written the following prompt. I want to use the academic paper finder skill to identify relevant papers for the following statement. Participation in accelerators can be a valuable signal to investors, highlighting the quality of the startup. Yeah, so I explicitly mentioned the skill that I've built, and by doing so, by executing the prompt, Claude will use this skill. Yeah? So then we can see that. So here you see it then goes to my particular skill and start using that. And in that way, in this case, it will really start thinking about how can I minimize hallucination for paper recommendations. Yeah, so this will take a bit more time than a normal prompt because it will read the document, but then I get a nice overview of verified academic papers. Yeah, so this, according to Claude, would then be the most relevant paper to back up this statement. And you see I immediately have a link to the journal and the paper so that I can double check. And it also explains here why this is a relevant paper. And it gives me some additional papers with always a clear explanation of why this paper is relevant. And it also showed me how it has been verified. And so in my experience here, the risk of hallucination is really minimized. Of course, you still need to check. Can you rely on it 100% for sure? No, and I think that's also not what we should do. But I hope that in that way, you actually have a very good assistant that can help you to find in a reliable way potentially relevant sources for your research. So I think this can at least make you much more efficient. Yeah, so I hope this can show you how we can start leveraging these skills for our academic research. If you like this video, please don't forget to subscribe because I try to post on a regular basis videos on how we can leverage generative AI for academic research. So thanks for your attention. Bye.